Welcome to Dan Brown's universe.
Hey world, I am back home, and it feels great. SpongeBob came off. Fell down. So back in episode 11, I introduced to you guys, to the world, to everyone, the Great Food Tower Challenge. What the Great Food Tower Challenge essentially is a competition to see who could build the coolest, tallest, greatest tower out of food, edible things, and then who could destroy it in the most exciting and awesome way. This week we have the results. I got a lot of really, really great entries. They're all awesome, and I wish that I could show them all to you right now in their entirety, but we don't have 3 hours. So what I have done is I have made a 30-second montage of the coolest part of the whole thing, of the whole food tower idea, the destruction of the towers. Enjoy.
We are destroying food towers. Watch as the food towers are destroyed. They will die. They are crushed. These food towers. Where did the music go?
That was great. So who won? Let me do the chalkboard sign real quick, and then I'll tell you. Drum roll, please. The winner of the Great Food Tower Challenge is Lacey 119. Check it out. So as the winner of the Great Food Tower Challenge, Lacey 119 will be given, sometime in the next couple of weeks, 1 minute, 1 full minute of Dan Brown's universe, of this show. Hey Lacey, you think you could email me so we could talk about that? You know, figure out what we're gonna do, you know, coordinate things here? It's danbrownuniverse@gmail.com.
Interesting viewer.
This week's interesting viewer is Jorik van Kappen from Holland. Jorik is interesting because, well, he made this out of dominoes. That's my name. If you would like to be my interesting viewer some week, I can't speak right now. If you would like to be my interesting viewer some week, please send me an email at danbrownuniverse@gmail.com with a picture or a video of what makes you interesting, along with a description of your name and where you're from. You know, just let me know about yourself a little bit if you want to be my interesting viewer some week. Hey, let's put some stuff up on my wall. This is from Merrill in Arizona. This is from Andy in Pennsylvania. This is from Kyle in Minnesota. This is from Kenny in New Hampshire. All this stuff is from Kenzie in Florida. This is from Matt in Pennsylvania. This is from someone in Oregon. Didn't write a name down. This is from Carolyn in Shanghai, China. And this is from Ruler of Wax, who lives somewhere on God's green earth. It's Dan Brown's universe. I like Dan Brown's universe. It's a universe full of Dan Brown. I just got a new ukulele. Dan Brown universe. La, 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 la. Dan Brown is super sexy. Hey! More stuff on my wall. Let's go to some mail.
It's time for mail.
Dear Dan Brown, in your life, my life, if you could visit one place in the world, where would it be? From James in Tennessee. Well, James, I'm gonna take your question. I'm gonna bend its rules just a little bit. We're gonna use my definition of the world to answer this question. I'm not sure if you would count this or not, but okay, all right. I would want to visit the International Space Station. I know it's not technically like inside the atmosphere, but it still orbits the Earth. It still is a part of the Earth, I think. So why would I want to visit the International Space Station? I don't know. I just think it would be sweet. I would do this, like, you know, pinching heads, but I just pinch the whole Earth. And I'd be like, I would feel, I love power. And yeah, I mean, I could go home after that and be like, yeah, I've been to the International Space Station and you haven't. Probably. Hey, Dan Brown, what do you think about alien abduction? From Garrick. Garrick, I'm not sure. I know that there are a lot of people, or at least a handful of people, who claim to have been abducted by aliens, and you know, I don't know, there's no real way to know for sure if they're telling the truth or not, although I think a lot of them are probably out of their freaking minds. But, I mean, maybe like one or two of them are telling the truth. I mean, I don't know. I believe that in such a huge universe that we live in, not the Dan Brown universe, but in such a huge universe, there must be some other life form somewhere else, but as to whether or not we've been visited by them, I don't know. But I have been thinking about this a little bit. And if people actually have been abducted by aliens, that means that the alien race that is like, that has been to Earth, that has abducted them, must be like way more technologically advanced than us, and is probably, you know, hanging out in their spaceship up there right now. If they're hanging out in the spaceship that's up there right now, and they're way more advanced in technology, I think that they must have access to our radio waves, our television frequencies, and you gotta think they have internet access, don't you? So, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna find out, once and for all, if there are aliens, or well, I don't know if it'll work, but if it does work, I will know definitively. And if it doesn't work, we'll be the same place we are now. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I'm also assuming that if the aliens are so smart, they are also smart enough to understand our languages and how we communicate and stuff, you know? So aliens, if you are up there in your spaceship watching me right now, my name is Daniel Brown. I am from Lincoln, Nebraska, and I would like to be abducted. I want you to come down. Take me in the night, in my sleep. I'll even let you can run a few experiments on me as long as I don't lose anything permanently or as long as it doesn't hurt too bad. Please, aliens, abduct me. I want to know. Thank you for your question. So you know how I told you a little while back that I would be starting pretty soon to do live webcasts? Guess what? I'm gonna do a live webcast this Wednesday. That's probably, if you're watching this, the day that it comes out tomorrow, August 6th. I'm going to do my first ever live webcast, and it's gonna be sweet. www.stickam.com/DanBrownUniverse. Wednesday, August 6th, 2008, 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time. My time, 9 o'clock my time. So that means if you live in like New York or in the East Coast, it's gonna be 10 o'clock. If you live in the mountains, it's gonna be 8 o'clock. And if you live in the Pacific, like in California, it's gonna be 7 o'clock. So make sure you're there, because it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a party. Oh, something on my lip. That about does it for this week's episode. But before I go, I want to get serious here for a minute. I want to get super duper serious. Ever since I introduced the Great Food Tower Challenge to the world, a lot of people have sent me emails and posted comments saying, "Don't you think that this is wasteful, Dan? I mean, there are third world countries where there's a lot of hunger going on, and don't you just think this is sort of arrogant, sort of ignorant?" To a certain extent, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it speaks volumes that our universe has enough food to make food towers and then to destroy the food towers, and then, you know, has enough money to be sitting probably in an air-conditioned house, have a bed to sleep on, watching me on the internet, you know. I want to do my part. I want to do my part to help fix what ails the world. There's a really cool website, and it is www.thehungersite.com, and all you have to do is go to the Hunger Site and click a button. There's one button to click. It's really easy. It's like, I think it's orange or yellow or something, and you click it, and money is donated to, or money is generated to help fight world hunger. And the way that it works is there are advertisements on the site, and there are lots and lots of advertisers who pay, and yeah, it's a really cool thing, and if you would please go, do your part, that would be great. But I am Dan Brown, and I'm Hal. I don't know which way I'm gonna go though. I'll sit down. I'll sit down.